Hey, how's it going, Tom? NerdRemix.com. I got another movie for you today, another Philip Gardner movie, and this one is called Paranormal Haunting: The Curse of the Blue Moon Inn. The website was down, so I couldn't get the principal cast for this, or who played who, and I'm not familiar with faces yet. Although Gardner does use a lot of the same people in his movies, there was no idea IMDb for it, and the website was down for some reason. But safe to say. John Symes is in this. He was in House of Sin, a couple other of Gardner's movies. Andrew Goh, which I remembered right away from The Stone and No Soul Unturned. He has a very striking presence. He's got a look that's almost like picture Doug Bradley and Bob Geldof had a bastard son. That's what he'd look like. Talented actor. No offense meant by that. So. Also starring in this, we got Matthew Shepard, Carrie Denning, Amy Hall, and L. Louise Wood, and also Susie Deacon, who is gorgeous, smoking hot British actress. And Philip Gardner is very good at finding smoking hot British actresses who can act, which is good. Because let's get into the Blue Moon Inn. A Blue Moon Inn sets on it's kind of a geographic anomaly. Apparently, every 100 years, the planets align on this specific location, and the moon appears blue. There's some supernatural properties attributed to this by the locals, and John Symes plays a man named Matthew Hopkins, who is the proprietor of the Blue Moon Inn, the landlord, and his family has lived there for hundreds of years without incident, and you'll soon find out why. There's a group of people come in there to kind of investigate paranormal activity. You have Professor John Kepler with his student Gail, and that's Andrew Goh. You have two women, Madam Something and her assistant. They're both pretty smoking hot, and Susie Deacon's one of those. And then you have Steve and Amanda Burton, who also come there. And John Symes, Matthew Hopkins has a henchman named Stern, who gets murdered mysteriously, and things eventually start going downhill from there. There's a lot of cool stuff in this. It's a very fine occult film. It kind of reminds me of some old school Hammer Amicus type stuff from the 60s. It's kind of my favorite period of movies, really, as far as British horror movies go, and this kind of harkens back to that. Again, it's a Gardner film, so there's going to be a lot of female nudity, a lot of sadomasochism and deviant sexuality, which is kind of a hallmark for his work, I'm finding out, and I have no complaints with that because it's never gets to the point of gratuitousness. So I'm not going to say it's integral to the story, but it embellishes on the story, and it helps to get the point across. And in some movies like Cam Girl, which I reviewed a while back, it helps to drive the emotional impact of the story home, which is a responsible use of nudity. And, hey, I'm a red-blooded American man. I'm not going to complain about some extremely hot British actresses taking their clothes off, let's be honest. So, okay, by the way, and Susie Deacon, oh my God. My only complaint is that Layla isn't in this movie. Layla Randall Condi is not in this movie. She's in a lot of Philip Gardner's movies, and she is smoking. Anyway, let's get on to the movie. The visuals in this movie are really cool. A lot of the musical vignettes, it's just kind of another hallmark of Gardner's work, and they work extremely well in this film because they kind of segue into different set pieces. And this movie visually, and like House of Sin, which will probably go up after this review, they're kind of like the erotic side of Clive Barker's short stories made film. There's a lot of imagery that is titillating, but is also offensive in some ways, and that is really compelling and a really interesting dichotomy that Gardner puts in all of his work, and it works extremely well here. There's plenty of boozing in this at the Blue Moon Inn, plenty of drinking, and there's a certain cocktail that literally knocks the patrons on their ass. And there's a girl at the end that's it kind of delves into a satanic thing, almost like the Devil Rides Out, or something like that, the Satanic Rites of Dracula. I didn't expect Christopher Lee to pop up, but I wouldn't have been shocked if he had. Very cool film, very cool visually. I really liked it. There's, you know, there's a few directors. Let me just say this about Philip Gardner. And I know I'm on like a Philip Gardner high right now, and he has yet to disappoint me in watching any of his movies. I am a fan now, and you're going to hear a lot of me talking about him. And if not that, only that, then I'll also be reviewing some of his output, because I'm definitely going to seek out some of his other films. But the term thinking outside the box is thrown around a lot these days. Well, director Philip Gardner like stomps that box to pieces and sets it afire with the pieces, burns the pieces with violent psychosexual imagery. And he's a really talented guy, and this is a really cool film. I'm going to have to say that probably my favorite Phil Gardner film right now is The Stone. This comes in a really close second. There's a lot of cool stuff on this. And you know that you don't even need a lot of high dollar special effects to tell a story. This guy tells a story. He does it with music, he does it with imagery, he does it with fine acting and a deft hand as far as the craft of filmmaking. So, and there's a girl at the end that kind of strangely looked like Danny Filth, and from Cradle of Filth. And another thing that struck me weird about this is John Symes' voice towards the end. I saw Motorhead in 1989, and his voice ends up sounding like Lemmy's stage banter towards the end, which struck me as odd. That's the first thing I thought was Lemmy. So, kudos for that. But anyway, Paranormal Haunting, The Curse of the Blue Moon Inn. It's out from Reality Entertainment, and definitely check it out. I'm going to give it, right now, an 8 out of 10. I'm going to watch it again because this is something that I think will benefit from repeat viewings. So definitely check it out. By the way, the beginning, I don't know the actress's name because, like I said, I couldn't put names to faces because there wasn't an IMDb, and the website was down for some reason. A girl at the beginning named Azul, a blonde woman. That's her Wiccan name, she explains, and she explains how some witches took things too far, and that's how kind of lead into this story. It looks fantastic naked. My goodness. And Phil Gardner, definitely keep making these, and I'll keep watching them, and I'll keep pimping the shit out of them because you, my friend, are a quality filmmaker. And I'm Tom from NerdRemix.com. Paranormal Haunting, Curse of the Blue Moon Inn, 8 out of 10. Check it out. Support independent cinema. Thanks.